अद्वैतं शरणं गच्छामि
शरणं शरणं गच्छामि
शरणं शरणं गच्छामि
आनन्दं शरणं गच्छामि
आनन्दं शरणं गच्छामि
शरणं शरणं गच्छामि
शरणं शरणं गच्छामि
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 गच्छामि परमं शरणं गच्छामि
परमं शरणं गच्छामि
शरणं शरणं गच्छामि
शरणं शरणं गच्छामि
हंसं शरणं गच्छामि
हंसं शरणं गच्छामि
शरणं शरणं गच्छामि
शरणं शरणं गच्छामि
अद्वैतं शरणं गच्छामि
Sharanam Sharanam Gachami. My name is Shraddha Sharma, and today I welcome you all to the 7 p.m. New Person English class. Before we begin and go ahead, I would like to welcome Paramji by doing 10 Paramnads. You can do it along with me. Mm. 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 For all the people who are attending this class today for the first time, I would like to tell that the Kriya that I just did is a part of the system of P3Y. The system of P3Y includes three P's and one Y. The first P is Paramji himself. The second P is P2 Papr, which is a set of 11 sentences that have to be spoken in a specific order to get our desires fulfilled. The third P is Param and Y is Yog. These two combine and form Param Yog. The process of Param Yog has two parts to it. The first is Param Swas, the second is Param Nad. So the Kriya that I just did is the second process of Param Yog, which is Param Nad. I'll deep dive into it in a little while and I'll tell you in detail about it. First of all, I would like to begin by telling you about the first P of the system of P3Y. This is the universally accepted photograph of Paramji. Paramji is no Guru, Swami, Maharaj, or Bhagwan. Paramji had these powers in himself since birth. Paramji did not have to do any tap or did not have to meditate or any other fasting of any sorts to gather these powers that we are now using for our benefit by doing the process of papr. We are using Paramji's powers to get our desires fulfilled. So Paramji did not have to do any kind of meditation to gather those powers. He had those powers in him since birth. And Paramji created the scientific system of P3Y so that people of different religions, because in some religions idol worship is not done, in some religions idol worship is done, in some religions a book is worshipped, in some religions a different form of deity is worshipped. So to gather people from all the different religions and to remove all obstacles in their paths and enable them to come together and gain maximum benefit from the P system of P3Y, from Paramji's powers. Paramji created this system, which is why in the process of P3Y and the system of P3Y, there is no idol worship, there is no vrat, there is no upavas. I mean to say, you do not have to do any kind of meditation, you do not have to do any kind of fasting, you do not have to chant any mantras, and you can continue to believe in your gods and goddesses. You can continue to follow your religious practices, and along with that you can do P3Y and gain benefit from Paramji's powers and get your desires fulfilled. Now when I say that Paramji created this scientific system of P3Y, by the word scientific I mean that as in science we do experiments, and in an experiment, to achieve at a desired outcome, as we did practicals in school, we mixed two different chemicals in a specific and fixed proportion to get the desired result. If the ratio or the proportion of those chemicals varies even by the slightest ounce, the desired outcome would not be achieved, and probably the final result would be something catastrophic, which is why in the simple system of P3Y, also in the P2 process, which is papr, a set of 11 sentences that have to be spoken in a specific order. I'll tell you what those chemicals as example are in the simple process of P2 papr that have to be mixed in a specific and in the correct proportion so that the desired outcome can be achieved. I'll begin by telling you about the first sentence of the 11 sentences of P2 Papra. The first sentence is Parmam Sharanam Gachami, Hansam Sharanam Gachami, Advaitam Sharanam Gachami, Anandam Sharanam Gachami, Charanam Sharanam Gachami. हे परम जी, मुझ पर कृपा करो, सिर झुकाकर परम जी को नमस्कार करता हूँ. These are the first 8 sentences of the 11 sentences of Papr. These 8 sentences have to be spoken in the same order that I just spoke them in the same language, in any language across the world. The pronunciation will remain the same, the words will remain the same, the order of these sentences will remain the same. There is no meaning of these sentences. It is as if you are dialing Paramji's telephone number. So these sentences are Paramji's telephone number, and only when you dial these digits in the specific and the correct order will you be able to establish a connection with Paramji's powers. If you either miss a sentence or miss or jumble the order of the sentences, you will not be able to get in touch with Paramji's powers. So once you speak these 8 sentences, then you need to bow down and welcome Paramji. Then comes the ninth sentence. The ninth sentence is the one in which you speak your desire. Now, that desire can vary from any area that you deal with. If you are a student, you can ask for Paramji's blessings in your studies. If you are a teacher, you can ask for Paramji's blessings in the teaching method that you are using, or you can seek Paramji's blessings so that the students who you teach, they get good marks and you get recognition for the good marks that those students have scored. And if you are a homemaker, you can ask for Paramji's blessings for the health and wealth of your family. For an example, today I'll be telling you about the kind of desires that you can speak in the field of diseases. So, if somebody has some sort of problem, some disease, or some ailment, so what are the types of uh, uh, wishes that you can speak in the ninth sentence? Right now, what I am reading out from is a piece of literature written by Paramji himself, and these are a few examples that he had listed so that somebody like me, who is telling somebody like you who was new to the system of P3Y, can get to know that what all type of desires can be spoken in the ninth sentence of the system of Papr, and how and in what manner can you get maximum benefit. So, for example, in the ninth sentence, you can say, Paramji, bless me so that my disease, whatever it may be, gets cured within less time. You can say, Paramji, bless me so that I can get proper and accurate medical treatment in time. Or you can ask for Paramji's blessings that Paramji, bless me and decrease the cost I have to bear for medical treatment. For diagnosing or the problem correctly, you can ask for Paramji's blessings that Paramji, bless me so that there is least problem in diagnosing the disease that I am suffering from. Because until and unless the doctor will be able to accurately diagnose the disease that you are suffering from, he or she will not be able to prescribe you the correct medication for it, and you will not be able to recover from that disease properly or quickly, which is why correct diagnosis is very important. You can also say, Paramji, bless me so that there is least problem in getting good medical treatment. Or you can also say, Paramji, bless me and protect me from any incurable disease. Because if the disease that one is is currently not suffering from but might contract is of incurable nature, then if somebody contracts a disease of that kind, in that case, you can do P3Y to lower the negative impact of those kind of diseases, to enable that you get good medical treatment so that the side effect of those diseases and the medications that you are taking to cure those diseases is least. But to safeguard yourself from contracting any disease also, you can do papr, that Paramji will be able to grant you safety from contracting any disease of that kind. So these are a few examples that Paramji had listed down so that people can get to know that in the field of diseases what kind of desires have to be can be spoken. Now we move on to the 10th and the 11th sentences. After you speak the desire in the ninth sentence, you move on to the 10th sentence. So the 10th sentence is, as soon as my desire is fulfilled in Pakar, I will pay 1 rupee to Paramji. The 11th sentence is, as soon as my desire is fulfilled in Pakar, I will tell to one new person about the system of P3Y. So, the 10th and the 11th sentences are the one in which you will be making a commitment to Paramji, that once Paramji grants you your desire that you have spoken in the ninth sentence, you will be fulfilling the commitments that you are making in the 10th and the 11th sentence. And as per the example that I mentioned earlier, the get the desired outcome of an experiment, the chemicals that you are mixing are what you are saying in the 10th and the 11th sentences. So now the desired outcome is something that you are speaking in the ninth sentence. And to achieve that result properly, accurately, and in full, what you have to do is you will have to decide what is the correct proportion, correct ratio of the number that you have to speak in the 10th sentence and the 11th sentence. So, if it is a big desire that you are speaking in the ninth sentence, automatically the proportion or the ratio of the numbers you speak in the 10th and the 11th sentences will increase. And if it is a small desire, you can speak a smaller number in the 10th and the 11th sentences as your commitment. Now, again, there is one more thing that you need to focus on, which is if in the 10th sentence where you are committing to pay a particular amount of rupees to Paramji after your desire is fulfilled. So, if this number is less, then the number of new people who you commit to tell about the system of P3Y will automatically increase. And if you are not in a position to commit to tell a higher number of new people, the proportion of amount, the rupees that you will commit to pay to Paramji will automatically increase. So this balance again is something that you yourself will have to maintain and decide, which is why this system is very scientific. If you want a desire to be fulfilled, you will have to decide the exact numbers, the exact proportion of the figures that you have to speak in the 10th and the 11th sentences, and you will have to be absolutely clear when you are speaking your desire in the ninth sentence. And then, if all the things that you are saying are correct and have been spoken correctly in the system, Paramji will be granting you your desire. For any kind of problem, for any kind of desire, this is the 11th set of 11 sentences that you have to speak. For one desire, these 11 sentences have to be spoken just once. This is no mantra that you have to chant repeatedly throughout the day. All you need to do is, for one desire, you need to say these 11 sentences once. If you have another desire, you need to say them again. If you have a third desire in the same day, you will have to say it for the third time. If you have 1000 desires in the same day, you will have to say these 11 sentences 1000 times. So there is no capping on the number of desires you can ask for from Paramji in the system. As many desires as you have, you can ask for Paramji's blessings through this process and get those desires fulfilled. So, right now, what I have done is I have told you about two P's of the system of P3Y. The first is Paramji, the second is Papra. Now, I will tell you about the third part of P3Y, which is Param Yog. Now, what Param Yog is? Param Yog, as you must have noticed earlier, is a simple process of inhaling air and exhaling air. But the posture of the body that you have to maintain while doing this process is a bit typical. I'll tell you about that right now. And if you are doing this process of inhaling air and exhaling air while maintaining that body posture, you will be able to get very good results. By results, I mean people who feel restless, who feel anxious, who are not able to think straight, who have a very short attention span, who lack concentration, who have any brain related problems, mind related problems, who are not able to retain things for longer, and who are not able to recall things after a particular period of time. For people of those nature, for people facing those kind of problems, this process of Param Yog is very helpful. Now, the body posture that you have to maintain for the process of Param Yog, I'll tell you about that now. I'll begin with the back. You will have to keep your backbone straight, your neck straight, your forehead straight. In Param Swas, you will have your eyes open. In Param Nad, you will have your eyes closed. In both the processes, you will not inhale through your nose. You will have your lips open, teeth one on top of the other, and tongue as is. With open lips and teeth one on top of the other, you will take a normal amount of air. By normal amount of air, I mean that the air that you take in while you are breathing, that is what you have to take in through your mouth while doing the process of either param swas or param nad. Once you have taken in air, you will remove your teeth from one on top of the other. You will close your lips and you will exhale through the nose. In param swas, you have your eyes open, and while exhaling through your nose, you will not make any humming sound. In param nad, you will have your eyes closed, and while exhaling through your nose, you will make a humming sound. I'll show you again one of each of these processes as to how is it accurately done. I'll show you one param swas first. So right now what I had was I had my backbone straight, I had my neck straight, I had my forehead straight, I had my eyes open. I did not breathe in through my nose. My lips were open, teeth were one on top of the other, and tongue was as is. I took in normal amount of air. I closed my lips. I exhaled air through my nose. So this entire cycle of taking in air and exhaling it out is one param swas. In one sitting, you can do a minimum of 3 and a maximum of 10. Now I'll show you how a param nad is done. Mm. So I had my backbone straight, my neck straight, my forehead straight. My eyes were closed. I did not inhale air through my nose. I had my mouth open. Teeth were one on top of the other. The tongue was as is. I took a normal amount of air through my mouth. I closed my lips and I exhaled the air through my nose. While doing so, I made a humming sound. So, again, this entire cycle of taking in air, exhaling it out, is one paramnad. In a sitting, you can do a minimum of 3 and a maximum of 10. So, it is recommended that whenever you have any desire that you are speaking in this process of papr, then before speaking that desire, it is recommended that you do 3 paramnads first, because if you are doing 3 paramnads, your mind your you will automatically be calm. Your mind will be able to think straight, and you will be able to focus better on what your desire actually is. And when you have absolute clarity as to what you want in your ninth sentence of the desire that you will be speaking in 11 sentences of papr, if you are absolutely clear on that desire and you have decided correctly what the commitments, the number of commitments would be in the 10th and the 11th sentences, if all of that is correctly spoken, paramji's powers will work for your benefit. So, to the extent possible, whenever you are doing param papra, always do paramnath before. If not, if you are not in a position to, if you're not at the correct place where you can actually do so, no problem, you can directly do papra and say your desires. So this is a brief of the system of P3Y. In case you have any questions, you can reach out to me at 9868842891, or you can reach out directly to Bhartima. And in case you have any other doubts, you can go on to YouTube, or you can visit paramji p3y.in website, and you can know more about this system of P3Y. Now I'll be stepping aside and Kritika ji will be taking over, and she will help you gain the benefit from today's class. Charanam Sharanam Gachami.
शरणम शरणम गच्छामि। सप्रथम परम जी का स्वागत। और उसके बाद जो भी ये ऑनलाइन क्लास कर रहे हैं, मैं भी कृतिका शर्मा आप सभी का एक बार फिर से स्वागत करती हूँ आज शाम 7 बजे की इस P3Y ऑनलाइन क्लास में। तो जैसा कि आप सभी ने सुना, अभी कितने सुंदर तरीके से हमने P3Y को सिस्टमैटिक वे में सीखा। परम जी पप्र परम योग को किस प्रकार से हम अपनी डेली रूटीन्स की इच्छाओं को पूर्ति के लिए और संकट समस्याओं के निवारण के लिए P3Y पप्र कर सकते हैं और लाभ ले सकते हैं। तो जैसा कि आप सभी जानते हैं, आजकल क्लासेस चल रही हैं पितृपक्ष की, और बड़े ही सुंदर ढंग से हमने आज पितृपक्ष दूसरे दिन का क्लास माँ के साथ सुबह अटेंड किया। साथ में P3Y लक्ष्मी समृद्धि पत्र क्लास किया था, और दिन में 12 बजे P3Y गूगल मीट अनुसंधान क्लास, रोग निवारण अनुसंधान क्लास करके लाभ लिया। और जैसा कि माँ के द्वारा बताया जाता है कि इन दिनों में पितृपक्ष में अपने घर क्लास कराना और भी सुखकारी और लाभकारी होता है। तो आज शाम 4 बजे डॉक्टर रिमशी के घर फरीदाबाद में ही ऑफलाइन क्लास P3Y क्लास था, पितृ शांति क्लास, तो जिसमें माँ गए हुए हैं। और साथ ही में आप सभी भी ये क्लासेस अपने घर, अभी ऑलमोस्ट क्लासेस माँ की कंफर्म हो चुकी हैं, परंतु यदि आप में से कोई भी अपने घर क्लास करवाना चाहते हैं तो आप माँ को कांटेक्ट कर सकते हैं। और साथ में ये क्लासेस ऑनलाइन भी हो रही हैं। जो लोग आउट ऑफ फरीदाबाद हैं या दूसरे क्षेत्र में रहते हैं, वह भी इन P3Y क्लासेस का लाभ लेकर पितृ शांति के लिए अपने घर क्लास कराना चाहते हैं, तो माँ ने उनको ऑनलाइन क्लास की सुविधा दी हुई है कि आप गूगल मीट के द्वारा ये क्लास अपने घर पर कर सकते हैं और लाभ ले सकते हैं। तो बड़ा ही सुंदर अनुभव रह रहे हैं इन सभी क्लासेस के, जो भी हमने सुबह भी अटेंड करी और शाम में भी हम अटेंड कर रहे हैं। सुंदर सुखद अनुभव हमें मिल रहे हैं। तो चलिए अब शाम 7 बजे की क्लास का लाभ लेने के लिए माँ के साथ पत्र करेंगे और आज शाम 7 बजे की क्लास का हम लाभ लेंगे। चरणम शरणम गच्छामि माँ।
शरणं शरणं गच्छामि। तो चलिए सर्वप्रथम सभी को परम जी का आशीर्वाद और मेरा ढेर सारा स्नेह आप सभी के साथ। तो बस अभी आ रही परम जी की कृपा से पितृ शांति क्लासेस बहुत सुंदर चल रही हैं। तो वह सुंदर क्लासेस अटेंड करके बस अभी आ ही रही हूँ, रास्ते में ही हूँ। तो चलिएगा आज की क्लास का बहुत सुंदर तरीके से लाभ लेना है। तो अब करेंगे 3 परमनाद और साथ में करेंगे वापरा। शुरू करें। परमं शरणं गच्छामि।
परमं शरणं गच्छामि।
हंसं शरणं गच्छामि।
हंसं शरणं गच्छामि।
अद्वैतं शरणं गच्छामि।
अद्वैतं शरणं गच्छामि।
आनंदं शरणं गच्छामि।
आनंदं शरणं गच्छामि।
शरणं शरणं गच्छामि।
चरणं शरणं गच्छामि।
हे परम जी,
हे परम जी,
मुझ पर कृपा करो।
मुझ पर कृपा करो।
सिर झुकाकर
सिर झुकाकर
परम जी को नमस्कार करती हूँ।
परम जी को नमस्कार करती हूँ।
नमस्कार परम जी।
जी।
परम जी,
परम जी,
आज शाम 7 बजे की स्पीच सुबह क्लास में
आज शाम 7 बजे की P3Y क्लास में
अपनी शक्ति दो।
अपनी शक्ति दो।
आज का P3Y करने से
आज का P3Y करने से
मेरी विशेष इच्छा,
मेरी विशेष इच्छा,
अब आपकी जो इच्छा हो वह मन ही मन परम जी को बोल दीजिए। मेरी यह इच्छा पूर्ण करें।
मेरी यह इच्छा पूर्ण करें।
इच्छा पूर्ति तक
इच्छा पूर्ति तक
नियमित परम योग करने से
नियमित परम योग करने से
मेरा मनोबल बढ़े,
मेरा मनोबल बढ़े,
धैर्य बढ़े,
धैर्य बढ़े,
सभी सावधानी रखते हुए
सभी सावधानी रखते हुए
कोरोना वायरस से मानसिक शारीरिक रोगों से
मानसिक शारीरिक रोगों से
दुर्घटनाओं से विरोधियों से सुरक्षा बनी रहे।
सुरक्षा बनी रहे।
मेरी यह इच्छा पूर्ण करें।
मेरी यह इच्छा पूर्ण करें।
इच्छा पूर्ण होते ही पकड़ में
इच्छा पूर्ण होते ही पकड़ में
मन ही मन पेट राशि अर्थात पैसा आप मन ही मन सोचती परम जी को दूंगी।
परम जी को दूंगी।
इच्छा पूर्ण होते ही पकड़ में
इच्छा पूर्ण होते ही पकड़ में
5 नए व्यक्तियों को
5 नए व्यक्तियों को
किसी भी माध्यम से
P3Y
सिखाऊंगी।
P3Y सिखाऊंगी।
चरणम शरणम गच्छामि।
चरणम शरणम गच्छामि।
बस। तो अभी हमने अपनी इच्छा बोल करके इच्छा पूर्ति का लाभ लिया। परम की कृपा से आजकल इतने सुंदर क्लासेस हो रही हैं जिसमें इतना अच्छा अच्छा अनुभव सुनने को मिल रहा है कि जैसे वायरस के कारण क्लासेस लगभग अच्छी जो पहले से हो रही थी नहीं हो पाती, लेकिन अब इतने सुंदर सुंदर अनुभव लोगों के आ रहे हैं, बहुत अच्छा लग रहा। अर्थात पितृ शांति क्लास हो, गणेशोत्सव क्लास हो, या आज का दिन जैसे लक्ष्मी समृद्धि क्लास या क्लास कोई भी, पर हमें यही 11 वाक्य करना है। लेकिन इस 11 वाक्य में हम जिस भी दिन का विशेष लाभ बोलते हैं तो उस दिन का हमें अच्छा और अनुभव आता है। तो चलिएगा अब अगला लाभ लेंगे जल भोज भेंट के द्वारा। तो लीजिएगा जल भोज भेंट और उसमें देखते रहिएगा। तो आज कृतिका जी आपने क्या रखा है भोज में?
आज भोज में चॉकलेट रखा है।
चलिए बहुत बढ़िया। तो आप सबने भी जो भी रखा हो, क्या चीज आज क्या भोज हम परम जी को अर्पण करके हम शक्ति ले रहे हैं अपने को अधिकतम स्वस्थ रखने की, स्वस्थ रख के अपने काम में अधिकतम आमदनी बढ़ाने की शक्ति लेने के लिए, तो वह जरूर लिखना है। ठीक है, तो चलिएगा आज अब हम जो भी जल भोज भेंट रख रहे उन्हें देखते रहिएगा। शरणम शरणम गच्छामि। तो परम जी ने इस जल भोज भेंट में शक्ति दी, इनका प्रयोग करेंगे, स्वयं सुखी स्वस्थ रहेंगे, परिवार को सुखी स्वस्थ बनाएंगे। तो चलिए अब अगला लाभ है प्रार्थना के द्वारा। तो जैसा मैंने आपको बताया है, प्रतिदिन हम प्रार्थना पहले करते हैं अपने लिए, परिवार के लिए, फिर अपने प्रियजन के, अपने काम के। तो मैं भी अपने पूरे परिवार की तरफ से और अधिकतम सुख और अनुकूलता बढ़ाने के लिए पहली प्रार्थना परम जी के नाम। तो बाकी की प्रार्थना पढ़ेंगी कृतिका जी, और परम धाम से सुरक्षा जल बना करके देगी कृतिका जी। तो मेरी तरफ से आप सभी को चरणम शरणम गच्छामि।
चरणम शरणम गच्छामि माँ। थैंक यू माँ। चलिए क्लास में अगला लाभ लेंगे प्रार्थना के द्वारा। तो आज की क्लास में प्रार्थना है, मैं रीड कर रही हूँ। गौतम पांडे जी की तरफ से प्रार्थना, विपुल जी की तरफ से प्रार्थना, निवेदिता जयंता साहा जी की तरफ से प्रार्थना परिवार के लिए, खुशबू और बेबी की हेल्थ के लिए प्रार्थना खुशबू कुमारी की तरफ से, डिम्पू राणा पितरों की शांति के लिए प्रार्थना, सुंदरम पटेल की तरफ से प्रार्थना शिवांश राणा, सूर्यांश राणा और दिव्यांश राणा के लिए प्रार्थना, सुंदरम पटेल पितरों की शांति के लिए प्रार्थना, अयान घोष के लिए प्रार्थना, सूर्यांश की तरफ से अपनी मम्मा के लिए प्रार्थना, शिवांश की तरफ से अपनी मम्मा के लिए प्रार्थना, विमलेश कुमार लिखती हैं आज मैंने अनार रखा है, डिम्पू राणा चॉकलेट, चंपा पंत हमने शुगर रखा है। जी बहुत सुंदर। विमलेश कुमार की तरफ से मेरे और मम्मी के लिए की तरफ से प्रार्थना, आंचल कशुधान की तरफ से फैमिली के लिए प्रार्थना। काजल कश्यप की तरफ से परिवार के लिए प्रार्थना। आंचल कशुधान की तरफ से इच्छा पूर्ति के लिए प्रार्थना। क्लास में आगे की तरफ से प्रार्थना है। लगभग सभी प्रार्थना मैंने रीड कर दी हैं। प्रीति गुप्ता लिखती हैं ऑलमंड्स रखे हैं। अमित के जल्दी घर आने के लिए प्रार्थना संयुक्ता श्रीवास्तव जी की तरफ से। धीरज के लिए प्रार्थना राधिका अरोड़ा की तरफ से। चलिए, तो सभी प्रार्थना मैंने रीड कर दी हैं। अब मन ही मन परम जी को आप प्रार्थना अर्पण कर रही हूँ, आप मन ही मन स्मरण कीजिएगा परम जी का और अपनी जिनकी भी प्रार्थना आपने कराई। परम जी, सभी प्रार्थना आपको अर्पण, जिन्होंने जिस भी इच्छा से प्रार्थना कराई, इच्छा पूर्ति की शक्ति मिले, संकट समस्या का निवारण हो, स्वास्थ्य बढ़े, सद्बुद्धि बढ़े। शरणम शरणम गच्छामि। तो चलिए क्लास में अगला लाभ लेंगे सुरक्षा जल के द्वारा। जल में देखते रहें। शरणम शरणम गच्छामि। सुरक्षा जल अर्पण हुआ। अब इसका प्रयोग करेंगे जहां पर भी हमें अधिकतम सुरक्षा चाहिए नेगेटिविटी से या किसी भी प्रकार के कुप्रभाव को दूर करना हो, वहां इस जल का प्रयोग करें और पहला अनुभव अपना लेकर दूसरा अनुभव अन्य लोगों को बताएं और उन्हें भी ये क्लास अटेंड करने के लिए प्रेरित करते रहें। तो चलिए, कल सुबह 11 बजे की क्लास में आप सभी का निमंत्रण है। कल सोमवार, सप्ताह का पहला दिन, तो साप्ताहिक पत्र हमारे लिए बहुत सुखकारी रहे। उस क्लास को आपने अटेंड करना है, माँ के साथ ये पत्र करना है, तो उसके लिए आप सभी को निमंत्रण। और शाम 7 बजे का P3Y साहित्य जानकारी क्लास, तो उन दोनों क्लासेस के निमंत्रण आपको दे रही हूँ। और चलिए, अब क्लास के समापन में 3 परमनाद करेंगे और परम जी का धन्यवाद करेंगे। बोलिए थैंक यू परम जी। थैंक यू परम जी। थैंक यू परम जी। हे परम जी, अपनी ऐसी ही कृपा, अपना ऐसा ही आशीर्वाद भविष्य में भी मुझ पर, मेरे परिवार पर, हमारे स्वास्थ्य पर, हमारे व्यापार पर, हमारे काम पर, व्यापार नौकरी पर, हमारे स्वास्थ्य पर, हमारी सद्बुद्धि पर बनाए रखना। शरणम शरणम गच्छामि। तो परम जी से निवेदन, आपकी आज की रात और कल का आने वाला दिन खूब सुखकारी रहे। शरणम शरणम गच्छामि।